Good morning, everyone. The 357th District Court will call its court into session for today's docket, Thursday, March 17, 2022. Starting with tax suit, Cameron County versus Benito Juarez. Benito Juarez. No answer. Ms. Curiel.
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning. Ariana Curiel on behalf of the plaintiffs on this case. We're ready to proceed on this one. At this time, we are asking the court to take judicial notice of all the documents in the court's file. We did call out the name Benito Juarez. There is a Margarita Juarez also included in this lawsuit. I don't see a Margarita Juarez unless any other representative.
Margarita Juarez? Nope.
We are asking that judgment be granted in a total amount of $15,211.91. We brought this suit on behalf of Cameron County for delinquent taxes owing on this property. The defendants have been served, Your Honor, and Mr. Juarez was served on August the 30th of 2018, and Ms. Margarita Juarez was personally served, and that was on March the 12th of 2020. At this time, we are asking that judgment be granted, and we're offering exhibits A, B, and C. Exhibit A is a certified copy of the delinquent taxes for the county. Exhibit B is an affidavit of fees, and Exhibit C is an affidavit of non-military status for the defendants.
There was a partial non-suit in this case, correct?
Yes, correct, Your Honor.
And the partial.
So we're just going with tract 1.
So what are these lots?
Yes, Your Honor. It's not a homestead. It doesn't have any exemptions.
And the total lot on this amount is 14,000 on this and on this lot?
On this lot, yes, Your Honor.
Have you had any communication with Mr. Juarez or anybody representing?
Yes, Your Honor, and that's why I wanted to make sure I announce Ms. Margarita Juarez. She's the one that has been communicating with our office. They at one point had to enter into a payment plan, but they defaulted, and we were trying to get them back on track since they had paid off the other track. We just haven't heard from them, but we think that they will pay this off, Your Honor. Even after judgment, we give them an opportunity to come and pay this off before foreclosure. So I think they'll pay it off, Your Honor. It's just that we haven't had any luck in the past month or even this year in reaching out, or not reaching out. We have reached out in actually communicating and receiving an answer from them.
All right. The court will take judicial notice of all documents on file in this case. The court will admit the exhibits as stated on the record. The court will, having called out the name of Margarita Juarez and Benito Juarez, no answer having been had, the court hereby grants the default judgment as prayed for in the amount prayed for.
Thank you, Your Honor. 2020
DCL 194, Cameron County versus Border Taco Express.
Good morning, Your Honor. Ariana Curiel on behalf of the plaintiffs on this case. We're ready to proceed on this one as well.
All right. Anybody
Yes,
here
Your
for
Honor.
Border Taco Express? Nope. Proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, we are asking the court to take judicial notice of all the documents in the court's file. We are asking that judgment be granted in a total amount of $1,668.67. We brought this suit on behalf of Cameron County for delinquent taxes owing on this property for the years of 2013 to 2015. This is not real property. This is business personal inventory for the business. Border Taco Express was served through Salvador Meljaro, and that was a registered agent, Your Honor, and that was back on December the 2nd of 2021. There's no answer on file, and they have failed to appear at today's court hearing. So we are asking that judgment be granted, and we're offering Exhibit A, which is a certified copy of the delinquent taxes for those years, Your Honor. We're asking that judgment be granted.
All right. Go ahead. We'll take additional notice of all documents in this file too. The court, having called out the name for Border Express Taco Express, nobody having answered. The court will admit exhibits A and will grant the default judgment as prayed for.
Thank you, Your Honor.
$1,668.67. Anything else?
And no, Your Honor.
All right. 2021 DCL 272 Cameron County versus Jose Demetrio Picasso, Mr. Janas and Ms. Curiel.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Judge. On behalf of Mr. Picasso, well, I did file a motion to withdraw, Judge, because I will be unable to attend to this case, but I did want to let the court know I did visit with Mr. Jorge Luis Alvarez, who currently resides there. He made representations that he was paying But I advised him I'm withdrawing from the case as I'm getting a new job, and they'll probably appoint him a new ad litem, but I was able to reach out to him.
Mr. Janas, I hate to reinvent the wheel here, and you've made contact. Can I suggest that you remain and with permission of your firm? I don't think they will object to this.
Okay,
I mean, I think that your firm would acquiesce to you giving me a little bit more time on this, so you can complete it now that you have made contact with at least one individual. I really would rather not reinvent their wheel, appoint somebody else to start all over again. So you're there already. So I'd ask you to remain. If there's any issue with the law firm, you come back to me and we'll figure it out.
okay, Judge.
I don't want to get you in trouble in your new job, okay?
I appreciate that, Judge. And I'll write a report and have that submitted either today or tomorrow.
Mr. Alvarez, the current occupant of this place, he's maintained to you, he is not related to Demetrio Picasso?
My understanding is he's either the grandchild or the son,
Okay.
and that he received the house from his father or his parents, grandfather or father. He did have hearing issues. He is disabled and he's blind in the right eye. And so he has a lot of medical issues, but he told me he was paying. And I told him, have you been contacting the law firm? And he said he was. I said court was today. So I know at the very minimum, he'll need a little more time, but I don't know if Ms. Curiel has anything in the record on her notes saying that he's made payments or anything like that.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Janis. I do see that he has made a payment, and we have included Mr. Alvarez in this lawsuit, Your Honor, since we know that he's the one living at the property. And he has also been served. His last payment was just last month of $200. The balance owing is almost $2,000, $1,918.31. They did apply for a disability exemption, and that got approved. They're trying to get a deferral on the property. And I know we were waiting on them to get the deferral. So we think this is going to get resolved. I know Mr. Janis has been in communication with them, and we referred them to the appraisal district. So we're just waiting on that to happen. Your
Well,
Honor.
can you hold on a second? I forgot. This morning he called.
Okay.
Mr. Alvarez called and he's coming in.
Okay.
So we're gonna have to wait for him to come in. He's walking over here. I don't know where he lives, but apparently he lives about 15-20 minutes away or something like that.
Oh, Judge, he lives like so close. When I visited him, I walked from the courthouse
Okay,
to
yeah.
visit my.
But if he's disabled, we're gonna give him time to hear. So he should be
Of
here
course.
shortly. We'll call it back when he gets here.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
2019 DCL 5645. Hold on a second. Mr. Touche, which one are you on?
Judge, I'm here on an expunction. It's
Oh,
2021 DCL 6821.
Okay, all right, we got our Supreme Court Justice, ever-present lawyer, Mr. Kendall on the line. And he's just biding his time for the next oral argument in the Supreme Court.
Well, he did file, or we received a certification by the state. Mr. Kendall forwarded it to us.
What does that mean? Does that mean you have no objection to this, Mr. Kendall?
That's correct, Judge. And we are waiving the statute of limitations on the crime.
So this is in 2021 DCL 6821. Alma Delia Quiroz Mateos. Ms. Mateos, the state of Texas has no objection to granting your expunction, and the court will grant the expunction in light of the fact that the state does not have any objection to it. Have you submitted an order of expunsion, Mr. Touche?
I will verify whether or not we've done that, but one will get on file, Your Honor.
If you do that, will you forward it to Mr. Kendall for his signature, so that way he can verify that the order is in appropriate form, please.
Will do, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Quiroz.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you.
2019 DCL 5645, Chelsea Jennifer Quintero, Marcelino Vela, Mr. Salinas, Mr. Williams, Ms. Williamson. Okay. 2022 DCL 1062, Omar Ruiz, Rosa Gonzalez Rosales, Ms. Sosa, and Mr. Hernandez.
Good morning, Judge Ernie Hernandez here for Ms. Rosales.
All right. What is,
Judge, on this one, there's, to my client's understanding, I mean, there's a possible joint non-suit, but I was deferring to Ms. Sosa if she's had a chance to speak with her clients.
Yes, Your Honor, can you recall our case, please?
Yeah.
I'm conferring with my client this morning.
all righty.
Thank you.
So we'll be in recess. We're gonna wait for Mr. Alvarez. Ms. Curiel.
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Juarez. You're here for Benito Juarez and Margarita Juarez. Okay. We just called your case. I'll let the court know that you are here. I did tell them that you had paid off one tract, that you were just pending this other one. But I'll let the court know whenever they come back on that you're here, and we'll recall it. We can't hear you. You're on mute. I can't hear you. You're on mute, but we'll talk to the judge right now.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, I was having problem to connect the audio.
Perfect. No,
why.
that's no problem. We'll let the judge know that you're here, and I told him that I was surprised you weren't here.
Yes, no, I was connected since 7:45.
Okay. Alrighty. Thank you, Ms. Juarez.
Yes.
Let's just wait for the judge to come back on.
Yes, ma'am.
Stop. Let's go. Stop. Let's go. Stop. Let's go.
All right. Ms. Curiel. I think we got some people showed up after the fact here.
Yes,
Ms.
Your Honor.
Margarita Juarez.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. She's good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, sir.
All right. So I called out your name. You weren't here. We didn't know where you were. So I granted the judgment, but I cannot do that. What's going on?
Okay, so no, I was connected, but I didn't have the audio. I was having problems to connect, but I was connected since 7:45.
Oh,
And I didn't have the audio, and I just see that you was in, but I couldn't hear or see you
okay.
until I got it.
Your Honor, this is the case. They paid off the second tract. They're trying to get or trying to pay this first tract. I think they will. This is the one I said that they had been paying. The only thing is that they had defaulted in their payment plan, but they're trying to get current. We're not opposed to it continuing, so we can allow them to pay since they already paid everything else.
Well, I won't sign the judgment, Miss Juarez. Do you understand what that means?
No, sir.
Well, because I didn't know you were having that problems, I granted the judgment in the amount they paid for, but I'm not gonna sign it. I'm gonna continue the case to allow you an opportunity to do what you need to do without having to address the judgment, okay?
Okay, so I've been paying as much as I can. I'm trying to pay and everything, and I'm gonna try to pay as much as I can and to finish the time that they gave me to pay.
All right, well, I believe that. And so what I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give you a continuance on this matter to allow you an opportunity to do that.
Thank you so much.
So I'll give me a date in 6 months. September 29th is the new date, Ms. Juarez.
Okay, sir.
You will receive a notice, hopefully, again, with the same information on Zoom. If not Zoom, if we're trying to work ourselves to do this live
Okay.
in court, but we'll let
Okay.
you know. The notice will tell you, okay?
Okay, sir.
All right. In the meantime, I would suggest you contact Ms. Curiel's office so that you can see where you're at and see what's going on with that, okay?
Okay, sir.
Thank you very much for being here this morning.
Thank you so much, sir.
All right.
Bye.
Mr. Alvarez.
Sí, aquí estoy.
All right, Mr. Alejandro.
I'm right here. I'm right here, Your Honor.
Okay.
Algo de esto.
Mr. Alvarez, ¿cómo viene siendo? I'm gonna go off the record for a sec. cómo viene siendo la relación del señor Picasso? ¿Quién era el señor Picasso?
Era mi papá grande.
Ah, ok. ¿Y le dejó, le dejó el terreno por escrito?
Ah, dejó un deed a mi mamá. Se lo dio mi mamá. Mi papá grande se lo dio mi mamá.
Ok. Ok, bueno. ¿Qué, eh, ¿qué vamos a hacer con esta situación? Y me dice el abogado que representa a usted o al difunto, el señor Llanas, me dice que usted le platicó que usted estaba haciendo sus pagos.
Sí, estoy haciendo mis pagos.
And Ms. Curiel, you verify that he's making payments, right?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Y voy a tratar de pagar lo más que pueda. No más
Ok.
que ahorita, ¿verdad? He tenido problemas, ¿verdad? Pero voy a tratar de pagar lo más que pueda para salir de esta situación.
How much does he owe, Ms. Janet? I mean, Curiel?
Yes, Your Honor, $1,918.31.
Are you sure it's 31 cents?
I'm sure, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna reset this for the same day, September 29th. Señor
Yo tengo ahí viviendo 40 años.
Señor
Pues,
Álvarez,
Sí,
yo no quiero hacer nada para quitarle su propiedad, le quiero dar la oportunidad para que haga sus pagos,
está bueno,
pero tiene que hacer sus pagos
está bueno,
a lo como le dio, como Dios le dé bendición para hacerlo, como pueda.
está bueno.
Le voy a demorar la causa hasta el 29 de septiembre
Ajá,
para darle oportunidad a usted para que haga los pagos a la oficina que está haciendo los pagos, ¿ok?
está bueno. Nomás que yo tengo viviendo ahí 40 años y ya tengo mucho tiempo viviendo ahí, nomás que la propiedad esa se la dejaron a mi mamá, a
Ok.
Rora Picasso Sánchez, y yo
Ok.
soy su hijo.
Ok, bueno, yo creo que usted tiene derecho a estar ahí y ojalá ahí se pueda quedar el resto de su vida, ¿ok?
Sí, yo he estado pagando las taxas hace mucho tiempo.
Ok,
Hace más de 21 años que he estado pagando taxas yo allí.
ok,
Nomás yo lo estoy pagando.
ok. Bueno, agarró la fecha, la tiene sentada en su mente el 29 de septiembre. Y dígale a mi asistente, el que está en un lado de usted, que le escribe la fecha en un papel para que usted lo tenga,
Está bueno,
¿ok?
está bueno.
Gracias, señor Álvarez.
Ok, a usted.
All
Thank
right.
you, Judge. Thank you, Nathan.
I don't know, Ms. Curiel, we're gonna have to give him opportunity to do that. It doesn't look like.
Your Honor, and it looks like he got a disability, or at least, I'm not sure who they got a disability exemption, they got the homestead exemption. However, they haven't gotten the deferral. With the deferral, he doesn't have to pay the taxes. It gets placed on hold until they pass away. We had referred them to the appraisal district, but I'm not sure how far they went into that, just because we're not their attorneys, we just refer them. But I know he's giving $200 payments and we're accepting them, Your Honor.
Well, let me ask you, what is the deferral about?
The deferral, so whenever a taxpayer is over 65 and it's their homestead, they have to get those two exemptions, and the deferral places a hold on taxes. So we can't go after them, and so they're technically getting taxed. However, we cannot file a suit or we cannot foreclose on them until that deferral gets taken off by the appraisal district, and say I would get a deferral right now, and in 15 years I pass away, all those years are still become delinquent, but whoever now owns it or the heirs would have to pay the 15 years. But you don't have to pay during the deferral, just because you're protected with the over 65 and the homestead exemption, which is the deferral. But they need to go apply for that
So you
at the
deferred-
appraisal district.
I already did. I already applied. I'm disabled. I
No,
applied it.
hold on, Mr. Alvarez.
Okay,
But we're talking about two different things, apples and oranges, okay?
okay,
Let's talk about the orange. The orange is that you're disabled and you asked for disability exemption. And I understand you've gotten that,
yeah,
right?
yes,
But what she's talking about is the apple deferral, meaning that from now on, you will never be subjected to your house being sold for taxes, because they can't move on that. The taxes will be still assessed, but they can't collect them from you. You understand that?
Okay.
The disability is that you're exempt from paying taxes, but why would he do both of them if disability exempts him from paying taxes?
Your Honor, it looks like he has the disability exemption and the homestead, but he also just applying for these exemptions doesn't get you the deferral. You also need to apply for the deferral. I'm not sure what they told him at
Is
the
that-
appraisal district.
So is that true for everybody that turns to be 65? You have to file an exemption because of your age, and then you have to, on top of that, file a deferral?
Your Honor, it would benefit if everybody, it benefits a taxpayer if they apply for an over 65 exemption. A lot of people do not opt for a deferral just because my parents do not want to do that, because in 15 years, if they pass away, there's 15 years in taxes. Maybe my sister or myself will not be able to afford those 15 years in delinquent taxes, $20,000 in
Yeah,
taxes.
you're in essence
That's why
taking the
people do
property.
not do that.
Yeah, I understand.
So it just depends on people's situation. So a lot of people do not apply for a deferral. They
Okay,
just
so-
apply for the over 65 and the homestead, and it looks, that's what he did. But we still referred him to the appraisal district to make sure he knows that there's another option as a deferral. I just don't know what happened after that, Your Honor.
Let me come back to where we started with. I don't see the purpose why anybody, once they file an exemption, you're exempt from paying taxes on the house. Nothing should accumulate. If you're exempt from the taxes, once you become 65, what's accumulating once you file your 65 exemption, or even your disability exemption? What is accumulating? Because I thought that in effect, one or both of those filings would in fact do away with the taxes. Am I wrong?
It doesn't do away with the taxes. It just prohibits firms like us go after you, or
Well, that's under the deferral. But what if you just go exemption because you turn 65 and you're asked for exemption based on your age?
It's just
So
an
you-
exemption, Your Honor. It's just a reduction in your taxes with the over 65 and your homestead. It's just a reduction.
What is the reduction?
It's a certain percentage, Your Honor. I would have to check with the appraisal district. It always changes, but it doesn't do away
So
with.
is the exempt amounts that are being accumulated,
Yes, Your Honor.
and those are the ones that can be deferred for forever until you die.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, got it. All right. Well, I don't know if he wants to do that.
Yes, Your Honor. I
Mr.
understand.
Mr. Alvarez,
Yes.
you need to go to the appraisal district where you file your disability. You remember where you filed for disability?
Sí, en la escuela de distrito de la escuela allá en San Benito. Ahí es donde apliqué y me dieron una carta notarizada que me lo pusieron a mi nombre. Por ahora tengo que hacer otro paso, yo. Y me notizaron la carta esa con mi nombre allí y el nombre de mi papá grande y de mi mamá.
Ok. Pero ¿ha ido usted al departamento de evaluaciones de appraisal?
Sí, aquí en el centro.
En San Benito.
En San Benito sí ha ido.
Ok. Y ahí se me dieron la disabilidad, el disability exception.
Sí.
Ok. Pero lo que está hablando yo y ella es que hay otro paso que no sabemos si quiere tomarlo, que además de la deshabilidad, porque eso te reduce los taxes, or does the disability reduce your taxes or eliminate them?
Reduce them, Your Honor.
Eso
All
nomás
these
te baja
exemptions
los
just reduce.
impuestos. Como quieras vas a tener que pagar una cantidad, pero no la que es normal, te la van a
Pero
bajar.
ya lo hice.
Ok, está bien, pero escúcheme, yo entiendo, pero a dónde voy es que está diciendo que hay otro proceso, además de ese, donde le dicen deferral, que no, lo que vas a pagar de impuestos, tomando en cuenta la deshabilidad, tomando en cuenta tu edad, como quiera va a pagar impuestos, pero van a ser mucho menos de lo que está pagando ahorita. ¿Me explico?
Sí, está bueno.
Y cuando esa cantidad llega, esa cantidad usted también puede aplicar para que no le cobren esa edad mientras que usted vive. pero esos impuestos se van a deber como quiera. El día que muera usted, si alguien compra la propiedad, si usted se la da a otro hijo, a otra relación, ellos van a tener que salirle, como dice el dicho, como dice la chaviza en el barrio, le va a tener que salir al toro.
Ajá.
Me explico. En otras
Sí.
palabras, ellos van a tener que, pues ahora cómo pagamos ese impuesto, nos la dejó, mi papá Álvarez me la dejó, pero me la dejó con impuestos. Me explico.
Sí.
No sé si usted quiere agarrar ese paso. No,
¿Y cómo se llama el paso ese que tengo que
se
hacer?
llama Mr. Moy, write down for him. Se llama deferral. Usted ya tiene disability y este se
Sí.
llama deferral. Este se llama deferral.
Pero yo he estado pagando las taxas ahí desde el 91, nunca había tenido problema.
No,
Pero-
es que ya aplicó para deshabilidad.
Sí.
Eso afecta a los impuestos, se le baja por el resto. Si ya tiene 65 años y activó para que también eso le baja los taxes, pero no es que quiere decir que no le van a poner taxes, le van a poner taxes, pero van a ser mucho menos en la cantidad, ¿me explico?
Sí, está bueno.
Todavía estaba pagando impuestos, pero a un nivel mucho bajo de lo que las otras personas pagan, ¿me explico?
Sí, está bueno.
Y esos son los impuestos que se van a llegar y van a tener que pagar cada año, los que son menos, pero como quiera la obligación va a estar ahí. Y este proceso que le estoy explicando es para que no le cobren esos que quedan, mientras que usted vive.
Ok.
Y esos impuestos se van a deber, pero si usted le deja el terreno a su hijo va a tener que salirle al problema. Que
Sí.
pues voy a agarrar la casa, pero me los debes esta cantidad de taxes que tu papá no pagó porque él así optó que no los quería pagar durante su vida.
Ujú.
¿Me explico?
Sí, ok.
Vaya y pregunte de ese sistema, de ese proceso ahí en el Appraisal District, ahí
Ok.
para que le expliquen afán a usted, para que al punto que usted crea que entienda y es la decisión si usted va a aplicar por ese programa es totalmente en usted. Esa es su decisión de usted.
Está bueno.
Gracias.
Pues ellos me dijeron que ese programa ya me lo iban puesto, es lo que no sé, que me iban a descuentar de las taxas y
Sí,
todo eso, y no
pero
lo hicieron.
pero descuento. Entonces vaya, aléguenles y díganles descuento, pero no
Ajá.
te van a eliminar los impuestos completamente. Es descuento.
Ok,
Ok, gracias.
ok,
El 29 de septiembre, no se le va a olvidar.
ok. El 29 de septiembre. Ok,
Ok, gracias, señor Álvaro.
ok.
Hasta luego.
Hasta luego.
Tenga un buen día.
Igualmente.
Thank you, Ms. Curiel, for being
No,
patient.
thank you, Your Honor. We had explained it already, but I think we went through the same thing. So we basically told him, go to the appraisal district again.
You know what, Ms. Curiel? We've upset somebody here on the screen because of our Spanish colloquy with this gentleman, Mr. Solis. I can feel that he's looking there kind of dapper and he's feeling irrelevant. We're sorry, Mr. Solis. We didn't mean to rub it in your face or anything like that.
That's okay, Your Honor. What can I do?
Have a good day. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Ms.
you, Your
Curiel.
Honor.
You have a good day.
Judges,
All
that
right.
concludes my business. Permission to be excused?
Yes, Mr. Janice, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Judge.
What? Okay, he's gone. Well, Mr. Janice,
Yes, Judge.
so you'll never forget me. I'm gonna give you something to put on your desk in your new job. It's a painting, but it's gonna need an entire wall, a big painting of a big rooster.
I think
Have a good
partners
day,
will love
sir.
it, Judge.
Okay, man. All right, Mr. Hernandez and Ms. Sosa,
Yes, Judge.
we agreed to or not agreed
Yes,
to?
Judge, we've spoken to our clients, we decided to pass on the hearing. We'll be filing a joint non-suit in the coming days.
All right. I'll sign it as soon as y'all file it. Well, actually, is that your position, Ms. Sosa, that non-suit will be filed with this? You're intending?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right. All right. Thank you. Sorry for the delay.